Hi there, I'm Miss Skinner. I'm going to be talking to you about our GCSE Art, Fashion and Textiles Design GCSE course. So, for those of you who are considering taking textiles, are you creative? Do you enjoy creativity? Then textiles is an opportunity for you. If you really like experimenting and playing with materials and creating different possibilities, then this is really good for developing your inquiring mind and critical thinking skills. Okay, we use traditional media and we like to combine and experiment, so there's quite the bit for you to work on. So, career opportunities. Textiles isn't just about making garments and being the next Vivienne Westwood. A lot of people go through to being professional artists, craftspeople and designers as part of a job opportunity that comes from textiles. You also have the opportunity to work in industry, such as being a garment technologist, and you may go on to utilise these skills in other kinds of careers. Here are some examples of different careers you might go into with textiles. So obviously you've got being a fashion designer, not necessarily a famous one, but working within industry and working within fashion businesses. You could also go into set design, costume design, or being an interior designer. There are also people such as fashion buyers that work for department stores, that work for high street stores, that select what we see in the store each year. There are loads of transferable design opportunities here and loads of jobs that you can go into from textiles. So here's one of our success stories. So in 2013, one of our students, Nick Daly, went on to study at Central St Martin's. He is now a well-known designer. He's gone and set up his own label, and he's also shared his collections at Fashion Week. He's also had his work displayed at the V&A in Dundee. So what does textiles involve? It's 5 lessons over 2 weeks. In year 10 and 11. At the moment in year 9, we offer this 4 lessons over 2 weeks. 100% of your work is non-exam assessment, so coursework. However, it breaks further down into 60% for portfolio, a topic that we set for you, and 40% of an externally set task. So the different areas that you can study and different skills you can look into are constructed textiles, digital textiles, dyed fabrics, printing fabrics, fashion design, installed textiles such as hangings and mobiles, and soft furnishings and stitched or embellished textiles. Here are some examples of some of our students' works. So as you can see, we experiment with a wide variety of media. Students start off by learning about fabric construction. So we have examples of weaving on this page. Students look at things like finger knitting, crochet, and felting. Students also learn how to employ things like embellishment skills. So they learn to fuse materials together, to embroider onto. They use free motion embroidery as well as hand embroidery. Students also learn a variety of different printmaking techniques and dyeing techniques, and they combine these in their works. We also teach students how to work with garments. So students learn to drape patterns, students learn to work and edit and adapt their patterns, as well as making the garment themselves. So here are our projects. Okay, so in year 9, we work on a natural form sketchbook cover project. So students will look at natural forms and nature itself, and they'll start to build up the skills they need for presenting their ideas and their work in the coming projects in year 10 and 11. Students will develop skills mostly in printmaking, in dyeing and embroidery, so that they can embellish their own designs inspired by a designer that they study in their critical study. Students in Year 9 will develop skills in what we call a critical study, where they look at a designer and they explain how they've taken influence and what they see and understand in their work. This is also shown in the fashion draping project, where students learn to drape and create designs on mannequins using paper, and also in the vintage design vintage corset project, where they look at more classical designers such as Chanel, Vivienne Westwood and Dior. In year 10, we work on a mini project that builds up your skills for your NEA that you'll start after Christmas. So between September and between Christmas, you will work on an architectural project which results in an architecture-inspired skirt. Students learn to present their work on boards like they will in their real NEA. Students will start their coursework project after Christmas. This will be worth 60% of their actual GCSE. Now, at the moment, we are looking at nature as our main theme, and students will begin to mind map their project after Christmas. This then continues into year 11. So students will finish this at Christmas in year 11. And after Christmas, they will begin to work on their 40% externally set project. These themes come from the exam board. So here are some examples of our work from our students. So here you can see in year 9, we do a lot of research. So we look at mood boards for visual inspiration. We do a critical study into our designers to find inspiration there. And then we work on printmaking and dyeing, as well as fabric construction, designing and modelling. More formally presented is our year 10 work. So students learn to present their textiles work on boards. So at the moment, students are looking at architecture. So they'll have their title boards and then they'll have their critical study boards where they show their interpretation and their copy from their designer. And students by the end of this project will have their own skirts. In year 11, as I said, they go on to create their NEA. At the moment, they will be presenting their work on boards and they'll be looking at nature. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask myself or Miss Baxter for any advice or ask us questions about the course. Please do contact us by emails and we look forward to seeing you.